This video is brought to you by Storyblocks. Storyblocks is a one-stop shop for stock video footage, effects, images, and more, with royalty-free, subscription-based, accessibly priced, unlimited downloads. We use Storyblocks with turnaround times and low, predictable costs that were unimaginable just a few years ago for channels and small production firms like ours, or yours. If you're a video creator with an ambitious vision for a project, a one-man band, a small agency, or a production company, leveraging the reach and skill of people around the world through existing assets that they've created is the way to achieve that vision in the shortest, most cost-effective time frame possible. No worries about monetization or copyright issues. Whatever your project, stock footage, stock music, stock effects can become key. To learn more, visit them at storyblocks.com/Hugh. Thanks, Storyblocks. When Nikon launched their new Z-series full-frame mirrorless cameras in 2018, I think they got a bum rap. I liked the Z6 and Z7, and I said so. I appreciated their lens strategy, and I loved their 1.8 primes. I didn't care all that much about dual card slots, flippy screens, or 4K 60p, although if I'd had my brothers, all would have been nice. On the other hand, their 24 to 70mm f4 didn't speak to me, and the autofocus, especially for video, well, yeah, it was bad. But 3 years later, we have the Z6 and Z7 Mark IIs, so today's question is, how is the autofocus now on the Z7 II in particular? Call this, maybe, the first episode of a deeper dive into a camera and a camera company I think now deserve more love than they get. Hey everybody, I'm Hugh Brownstone for Three Blind Men and an Elephant, and today is going to be a bit different. I'm going to do relatively little talking, but a whole lot of showing as I walk you through what I've learned about Nikon's Z7 II autofocus performance. I will, however, cut to the chase up front so that you have the option of taking my word for it and getting on with your day, or seeing for yourself. Half a freaking hour of seeing for yourself across 6 use cases: the emphatic lean-in during video test, the product showcase whack-a-mole during video test, the Braun Nizo S56 motorized slider tracking during video test, the real-world handheld shooting during video test, the real-world stills test, and the manual focus-only stills test. 3 different cameras, the Z7 II, Z6 II, and Sony's A7C, 2 different formats, full frame and APS-C, 5 different lenses, 4 autofocus lenses and 1 manual focus only lens, and 2 different shutter speeds at the same frame rate, 1/50th and 1/100th of a second, all in pursuit of better understanding precisely what it is I'm seeing. I find this kind of testing exhausting and not psychologically rewarding. But sometimes, as that great Shakespearean philosopher Captain Hammer said, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. I encourage you to pore over the footage for yourself because autofocus is all about use cases and you can compare it to what you already have. I look forward to your comments in the show notes below. Anyway, here's the bottom line. 1. The Z7 II's video autofocus is much improved for 2 of the 3 use cases which drive our video autofocus requirements. It is fit for these purposes and I'd be happy to use it. So bravo, Nikon. The 2 most important uses of performant video autofocus for us are A, to cut down on production time by demoing products during talking head videos like this when it makes sense, obviating the need for separate B-roll, and B, to maintain credibility during live streaming either when I'm speaking to a larger audience or when I'm consulting or mentoring photographers one-on-one in real time. As I just said, it's an issue of credibility. If my gear doesn't work seamlessly in either case, not good. 2. The Z7 II's tracking video autofocus performance is better than it was and is simpler to engage than Sony's out of the box, but its performance still lags Sony and Canon and the Z6 II. That slider test, simple as it is a and makes most cameras cry. 3. With this set, the full-time AF worked very well for handheld shooting like this, a clip I did for one of our other sponsors, with 0 futzing straight out of the box with, to my delight, the 24 to 70 f4 kit lens. No futz autofocus is my kind of autofocus. 4. The Z7 II's autofocus for the kind of stills work we do was flawless, quick, silent, sure, and with the Z24 to 70 2.8 and 51.8, image quality was superb, like this.
one chance, you will never regret the things that we'll do.
5. The Z7 II has such a light, compact body with IBIS and a nice EVF. Don't get all caught up in how many dots it has. It looks very good. That I wanted to see how it would work with manual focus M-glass. The short answer? Very well. The EVF handles it with aplomb, and the Z7 II's focus peaking gives you a choice of colors and sensitivities. But it was only when I went into the menu and changed the function of the AF button on the back to 200% magnification for critical focus that it felt really good. I generally find across all cameras that magnification is superior to peaking. Mapping that function to the AF button yields for me a quicker, more natural movement than relying on the standard magnification buttons at the bottom of the camera, which you have to press each time to punch in a bit more. Though you do lose peaking focus right away with this remapping method, while using the buttons at the bottom retains focus peaking until you reach maximum magnification. I'll repeat. Don't worry about the theoretical limitations of the Z7 II's 3.7 million dot EVF versus the 5.76 million dot unit in the S series and the SL2. Never mind the 9.44 million dot EVF of the latest Sony's. Dots don't equal pixels anyway. While these other units do offer higher resolution, and viewing through them is an enjoyable viewing experience, the Z7 II's EVF gets the job done at what is known as SXGA resolution, Nikon's optics including 0.x magnification yielding a far better experience than one might expect over older 2.4 million dot units, that is XGA. As I understand, the refresh rate is unchanged at 60 Hz. I can't attribute any satisfaction to that number. Finally, 6. If your emphasis is more on the video side of things, and you are as particular as I am, you should go for the Z6 II instead, unless you truly want and need the extra megapixels, and if you do, I understand. Not only is the Z6 II's AF better, but the footage is better too. It took me a while to figure this out, but it's an important point. If you're going to invest in great glass, you want to be able to see great results, even at 4K. To a lay audience, the difference is not likely to register, but again, for someone like me, the difference is quite stark. Even starker when compared to the Sony A7C. Those are the headlines. If you want to see for yourself, like I said moments ago, I've got a freaking half hour for you of me talking to myself as I conduct one test after another. I stripped out the audio, but I did put text notes in as I went along. At least until I got so exhausted from the process and figured if you stayed with it that long, you'd know what to look for anyway. All of which is to say, eventually I just stopped even the notes, leaving you the footage and identifying what was doing what with what settings. But there is some good music if you're into Billy Cobham-style jazz, courtesy of Audio Sockets. And if I don't subconsciously forget to put them in because they're such a 7th level pain in the I'll give you minute markers as I switch from one setup to the next so that you can scrub directly to whatever interests you. I am so done. This video was brought to you by Storyblocks. To learn more, visit www.storyblocks.com/Hugh. Thanks, Storyblocks. If you like what you've seen here today, please give a thumbs up, subscribe, join the conversation below, because this is an incredible audience. If you'd like a copy of our Streets of New York, the book, head over to www.3bmep.com/books. If you'd like to schedule a one-on-one video session with me for a portfolio review, explore or hone your artistic voice, select gear, and more, sign up at www.3bmep.com/booking. Finally, consider supporting our work by using our no-cost-to-you affiliate links down below, picking up some official Three Blind Men and an Elephant swag at 3bmep.threadless.com, sending coffee money via PayPal, or best of all, join us as a patron over at Patreon. However you choose to support us, as always, we thank you for it.